and welcome. This is a chat with the professional, the show that has been designed to x-ray the activities of professional individuals and corporate bodies. Today our emphasis will be on technical education. I have a guest, someone who has paid his dues. When it comes to construction and interiors, he is a great Nigerian who has lived in the United States for almost 35 years. And he has an organization, a group that has made its mark in construction and in interiors. So today we are having him to inspire the young ones, to inspire a great percentage of Nigerians to imbibe the culture of technical education. Everybody wants to go to the university. We all want to acquire degrees, and in the end, a lot of us are even unable to defend those courses that we've obtained degrees in. But today, like I said, the emphasis is on technical education. Can we go back to those good old days when multinationals would go around the government technical colleges and make orders for graduates seeking electricians, welders, plumbers, auto technicians, and so on and so forth? Can we go back to those days and even surpass what we had in those great days? That's what a chat with the professional today will be seeking to achieve with the guest we will have today. Of course, I will be introducing him properly by the time we return from this break. Please don't go anywhere. We will be back.
Professional handshake. Professional profile.
Nigeria is the most important country in sub-Saharan Africa.
In-depth analysis of professional issues.
Of education, the collapse of culture in Nigeria. Even with cheating, we can't pass.
Yeah.
With the enormity of the cheating.
We've not done enough. There's still more to be done.
Join Martins Obu every week on this channel as he chats with the professionals on the program. A chat with the professionals. A program designed to x-ray the activities of professional individuals and corporate bodies.
Hello, Jos, and you're welcome.
Join us.
You are still watching the show, Chat to the Professional, and like I mentioned to you in my opening today, we have another prominent Nigerian living in the United States of America. This is someone who, of course, doing business here is totally different from doing business back home in Nigeria. Of course, he had his basic training, having his bachelor's and master's degrees, before venturing into what today is known as a great business empire in the United States of America. We are talking about the president of Levi's Group Incorporated, and this interview is taking place in his Maryland abode in the United States of America. So join me now as I welcome Levi Kanu to the show. You're welcome.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Now, you've been in the United States since 1970s, and I'm just wondering, you have a business empire here in the States. I wouldn't know, have you had any business dealings in Nigeria? If you have, would you want to compare that, your experience in Nigeria and experience in US doing business?
Well, I haven't done any business in Nigeria.
Okay.
I have every intention to do so.
Okay.
I do believe there are a lot of opportunities in Nigeria.
Okay.
And quite a good number of us who have been living here for quite some time are now venturing back there to see the possibilities, to see what we can do to create jobs for our people, and to introduce them what it is like doing business here in the United States.
Okay.
To carry that image that we have learned here back home.
Back home.
Yeah.
That's good. What's your primary area of a business line?
Well, I'm into construction as well as interior remodeling.
Okay.
And interior decoration.
Okay. Now, definitely Nigeria will be needing you back home, and I'm glad you just mentioned that you are considering coming back home to invest, and possibly do what you are doing here over there, because Nigeria at the moment is undergoing a lot of construction and reconstruction, and I'm sure we'll be needing your expertise. Now, as a growing young person in the United States of America, I am sure you are in touch with home. What you hear from your contemporaries back home and what we experience here, do you think that over time we have developed positively? Judging from when you left Nigeria, I do not know how often you visit home, but judging from when you left Nigeria and what it is like here, when you speak with people back home, what feeling do you get?
Well, Nigeria has grown.
Good.
Bigger, more industrialized than it was when I left in 1979.
Okay.
But the only concern that we have for those of us who are living in the United States is security.
Okay.
That kind of scare us away from visiting home as often as we should. But nonetheless, we are also concerned about the difficulties acquiring some of the documents and licenses that you need to do business in Nigeria. That I have not explored, but I do believe that eventually we will come through and then begin to do business in Nigeria, because that's our objective and it's our home. That's where we belong, and we must really do everything that we can to help create jobs for our people.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, how often do your family, or rather does your family visit home?
Well, my wife is not from Nigeria.
Okay.
I've taken her home once.
Okay.
The kids have been there 2 times.
Okay.
They love it. They would like to visit more often. And I think we plan to visit them sometime in the near future.
That's good. Creating jobs, of course, you know it's not easy, even here in the United States of America. With your little experience, when I say little experience, I am talking about perhaps your interaction with folks back home who are doing businesses. How do you think you can create jobs that will, impact positively in the overall development of the economy?
Well, looking at Nigeria, there's a lot of emphasis on education, which of course we encourage people to go to school. But I also want them to acquire ordinary skill, plumbing, construction, so many other things that they can do without necessarily having a bachelor's or master's or PhD. And we call them private and public sectors. So the government is doing what it can to create jobs. But me and you and so many other businessmen who are interested in pursuing their business and grow it, you need Nigerians to be involved in it. And how is that going to be achieved? For example, I remember a junior brother of mine who was in trade school in Enugu in the 70s, yes. And he studied welding. And others, if you look at Nigeria now, Nigeria is developing rapidly.
Yes.
And you see a lot of homes now not using the kind of toilet that I used when I was in Nigeria.
Yes.
Now they're using water system. So there should be the need to educate our people, to train our young men and women. That is okay to acquire a bachelor's of science degree, but you can also get into plumbing business. You can also get into electrical business. You can also there's so many trades that you can get into that can create jobs for the ordinary people.
In other words, we are talking about laying emphasis on technical education.
Yes.
Of course, I quite agree with you. I know that up till early mid-80s, we still had situations where multinationals would come to technical schools like the one you mentioned in Enugu. We had a lot of government technical schools where these multinationals will come in, key into their training and say, okay, at the end of this session, I'll be needing 2 plumbers, I'll be needing 3 electricians, I'll be needing 4 auto mechanics, and so on and so forth. And I think essentially what Mr. Kanu here is talking about is the campaign that we have carried on this show, trying to emphasize education. It's not just enough going to school to acquire certificates, degrees, and then you come out, you're unable to defend such certificates. We once had Professor Pat Utomi on this show also, who mentioned or who re-echoed what Mr. Kanu is talking about here. You know, Nigerians having skills, a situation where the bulk of the technicians we have at the moment is providing services in those areas are foreigners. I don't think is welcome, yet we scream we are looking for jobs. But I think at this time we must take a break. Within the past 8 minutes or so, I've been chatting with the president of Levi's Group Incorporated, United States of America, Mr. Levi Kanu, who has been in the US for several years now. Please don't go anywhere. We will return shortly.
Professional handshake. Professional profile.
Nigeria is the most important country in sub-Saharan Africa.
In-depth analysis of professional issues.
Of education, the collapse of culture in Nigeria. Even with cheating, we can't pass.
Yeah.
And not the cheat of the cheating.
We've not done enough. There's still more to be done.
Join Martin Zobu every week on this channel as he chats with the professionals on the program. A chat with the professionals. A program designed to x-ray the activities of professional individuals and corporate bodies.
Hello viewers, and you're welcome.
Join us.
You're welcome back. You're in the show A Chat to the Professional, and my guest here remains the president of Levi's Group Incorporated USA. Levi Kanu is a Nigerian who has been in the United States for almost 35 years. And if you look at his achievements over time, like he said, of course, his wife, though not a Nigerian, he looks forward to getting back home with his family, perhaps to invest and, of course, transfer whatever experience he has gotten in the US back home. And like he said, Nigeria is rapidly developing, but unfortunately, we seem not to be developing our skills in line with the level of infrastructural development, if you like. And he is saying that he wants to see a Nigeria that will have all the skills to carry on with the level of development we are experiencing. Before we went on break, you tried to talk about your area of focus should you come back home in terms of employment creation. Now, are you thinking also when you return home of, if you like, since you are into construction and interiors, are you thinking of perhaps establishing a manufacturing company in your area of business concern?
Well, that's a very good question. I think coincidentally, a few weeks ago, I was chatting with a good friend of mine, and I told him, I said, you know what, I'm interested in opening a school.
Good.
A trade school.
Good.
Where people will come and learn the basic things in life.
Okay.
You know, John F. Kennedy, the President of the United States, once said that our education is incomplete if we fail to take the image of America back home. Good. And that image of America is what I'm talking about now, and it's what I'm interested in doing to see what I can do. There are many young men and women out there who have no job, and the prospects is dim. So it will help us to train them in plumbing, to train them in electrical installations, landscaping, which Nigeria needs so much, because Nigerians are very good in opening up a place and build a house.
Yeah,
That's it.
no landscaping.
No landscaping. And now I think we need it. Now that buildings are pumping up from here and there. So those are my objectives. Whether I'm going to be able to accomplish them, I do not know, but I have them in mind and I'm thinking about them very seriously.
Okay. Now, apart from yourself, have you also thought of some sort of relationship coming together, either with Nigerians here, Nigerian professionals who do the same thing you do, coming together and forming a formidable group? Because I tell you something, there are so very many opportunities back home. The area you mentioned is one. Of course, in power, you are seeing the massive level of investment, going on there. Of course, a lot of American companies have not just indicated interest, but they are already working, Are you looking at the possibility of a pool of Nigerian professionals or service providers coming together, forming an alliance to have a pool of resources, to have an investment that will not just create jobs but stand the test of time? Because some of the problems we have also with some of our brothers and sisters living abroad is that they come in, everybody wanting to do it on his own. We have this attitude of one-man show. But of course, I'm sure that your experience here will tell you that no one can do it all alone. But it's always a problem and a challenge. If those of you living abroad, those of you in diaspora cannot have enough trust on, the professionals at home, why don't you come together, pull resources together? Since you are like minds, you've operated in the same environment where things are done the proper way, why don't you come together and then form a formidable force to ensure that you have sustainability in whatever you do at home?
Well, this idea of mine is in its embryonic stage.
Okay.
So I'm still working on it.
Okay.
And when that time comes, I do believe that I will see some Nigerians that I can team up with to carry out this objective.
Okay.
And for now, just laying the eggs. It hasn't hatched.
Okay, it hasn't hatched. Good. And finally, what would be your advice to the young ones out there who aspire to be like you?
Well, they should learn basic things that they can do with their hands. Yes, I studied hospital administration, but that's not what I'm doing now.
Okay.
I'm doing something completely different.
Yes.
So why can't they learn how to do landscaping? And why can't they learn how to do plumbing? Look at in Aba, for example. How many good plumbers are there? I don't know. Because every now and then they're having some problems such as that. And then we don't have the professionals, people who are fully equipped, intelligently enough to carry out such responsibility. There's none. And we can't just depend on the government to create jobs for us. We, the private sector, will have to do something. Their
own part. Okay, thank you very much. Well, within the past 22 minutes, I have been interacting with one of the key Nigerian professionals in this part of America, talking about Mr. Levi Kanu, the president of Levi's Group Incorporated. He's into construction, he's into interiors, and he's making his mark and doing Nigeria proud in the United States of America. And what we are seeking to do is to see how the achievements of these great Nigerians outside Nigeria can inspire the young ones in Nigeria to be who they really want to be. But of course, you've got to define your direction from the very beginning, and that's why we try the much we can to bring on these professionals to your living rooms, to your bedrooms, to encourage you be the best that you should. Of course, the practicing professionals, you know that watching them also, you are able to, draw some inspiration as well to spur you into greater heights in what you do. Well, Mr. Kanu, it's been my pleasure chatting with you. This is what we call professional handshake. a tradition, and I believe that the young ones out there watching who want to be like you will be inspired by this interaction that we've had. Absolutely. And we are looking forward to having you home pretty soon to begin to invest in these areas that you have identified.
Definitely.
So my pleasure once again.
Thank you.
So at the moment, we are going to take another break, and by the time I return, I'll be wrapping up. Please stay. All right, that's the much a chat to the professional will have for you today. I'm sure you must have been inspired by this great Nigerian who, though not at home for the past 30-something years, has made his mark in such a way and manner as to encourage every other Nigerian youth to want to be like him. Wherever you are, what we ask is that you do us proud as Nigerians. And that's what Levi Kanu has done over the years. We are hoping that soon we will have him with other group of Nigerians come home to invest. And of course, it will be quite appreciative if the school he just mentioned is put in place to train Nigerians in those areas that he has mentioned. Of course, we are lacking. We have a lot of constructions, like he said, but we do not have enough manpower to give, all those aesthetic values that go with the kind of masterpieces we have here and there in our country. We have very good architectural designs. We don't have good landscaping. We also do not have good finishing. And if we're able to invest in these areas, I'm sure that Nigeria will be better for it. And the unemployment that we've so much talked about will be perhaps a thing of the past. Till next week then, when I come your way again, I remain Martin Sogu saying stay blessed, and I'll see you again.
Chats with a professional. Oh, 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 oh. A chats with a professional. With Martin Sogu. A chats with a professional. Oh, 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 oh. A chats with a professional.